have in the studio somebody that you and I know as Toni Payne. And of course, at the mention of that name, a lot comes to mind. But for so many Nigerians, you could easily remember a PR, more like an artist's PR, or you say an entrepreneur, or more like it, you could just say a TV show host. Or again, you might easily remember what she's done on some soap operas where she played herself in a particular one there. Or again, maybe you remember spoken words, poetry, or maybe you just remember one write-up you read somewhere. Or again, some blogging she did, or maybe some podcasts. I mean, what more can I say? To this amazing lady in the studios today, I have Toni Payne, and she's a mother, an actress, a TV host like what I do, and that already puts me on a sort of hot spot too, because, you know, we can sort of be slugging it out today, well, right?
We're good.
Yeah, I hope I won't be interviewed by her. Okay, so let's make welcome Toni Payne on the program today.
Thank you. Interesting intro.
Yeah. You are welcome. I know you're a word person, right?
I am a word person.
I sort of did my homework. I don't know.
You did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. All right, from the color of your hair to the color of the shoe you're wearing, your decision or somebody helped out?
No, me. All me.
You.
I'm a creative, you know, so I think my personality is very eclectic, so I tend to, sometimes I do the black hair, but for the most part I prefer something a little bit. Yeah, and if I would remember seeing you on my Champagne Live, you have this fabulous, you know, and when you look at that, it's really beautiful. Yeah. And, you know, of course, that was with some collaborations. Yeah, I did my Champagne Live a while back with Real E, and that was, you know, that was a collaboration with them, and it was interesting. It was kind of just trying to bring forefront some of the things that I, you know, did back then, which was, you know, artist management. That was like my main focus was artist. Now, to artist management, and to think that this particular show was syndicated all over Africa in about 50 or 51 countries that we have. Now, we now look at what you did at the very start of the revolution of music in Africa, being a woman at the forefront, pushing these artists like Nice, like Olamide, and who again? Adore. I had Adore. I had Dancia, and I did PR for Yeka Wenu. And so many more, I know. And so when we look at what you did as a woman, you know, I mean, it's easy to say, yes, somebody's managing me, somebody's pushing me, and so the person is a guy. But in this case, the person isn't a guy. We tend to be very focused. I know. So I don't want to, you know, downgrade the men, but when we women put our minds to something, we do it extraordinarily. And we can begin to drop names now to just prove our point. You know. We do a really great job. Yes. You know? So with the artist management aspect, I have a passion for music, and I started out in beauty PR, you know, and it was just natural. And when you're passionate about something and it comes naturally to you, you tend to be successful at it. You know? And I think a little bit of luck as well played, you know, a role, because you know, there are a lot of people hustling, there are a lot of people pushing it, and they're still trying to make it. So you don't want to be like, oh, it's all me. It's never all you. You know, there's God, and there is, you know. Did you hear that? I think we're making today all about God, and somebody thinking, isn't this entertainment show again? Why is it about God? Isn't God in everything, even entertainment, right? Yeah, and of course, while she's got a lot to tell us, and while she's here to actually dig deep into her life, because we're bringing everything to the bear today, Toni Payne will be coming to NTA2 on a day like this, dressed like this, so African, and she's so touched by what she did herself. And I should have known at the mention of the title of the particular poetry that we listened to, or do I say spoken word? Please help me. Spoken word poetry. Poetry, yeah, right. Thank you. And that we just listened to and saw. And I'm wondering, and a question really hit me. I mean, if I were to use those lyrics that she used in that particular one, it would mean that somebody left me and hurt me so deep. For that particular one, no. Okay. I wrote I Should Have Known. I think it was off the whim. How long ago? A few years back, actually. I think in 2012-ish. Okay. I think a lot of my poetry, they do get misconstrued because I write a lot. In fact, 99.9% of my poems are about love.
Love.
That's my favorite topic. That's what I enjoy writing about. And people will say, oh, who are you talking about? I'm like, nobody. You know? So a lot of people think I'm talking about somebody, but I should have known was, you know, obviously there's a little bit of motivation behind it. But, you know, why I say, oh, my corporate guy, I love the way he rocked that suit and tie. I took from somebody I know in the
and corporate. Especially his lip on your lip, holding your head.
And, you know, I think at that point I did, you know, I took inspiration. I know a guy that was, you know, that I dated in the past. He is corporate, and you know, I love the way he rocked suit and tie. So I added a little bit of, you know, different factors into making it come alive. But nothing.
I mean, there are so many areas, so many ways that you can let out your creativity.
Oh yeah.
And in the Nigeria of today, there are so many ways, from makeup artistry to hair making to fashion designing to shoe making to, I mean, just name it. More like anything sells now. But if you have to use your words and then craft it and then design something and be sure that you are selling it, you gotta have some force behind you, giving you so much courage and confidence that it can sell. Because what makes you feel somebody is just going to take a shine to what you've done? You know, tell me what propels you. What keeps making you do more?
For me, I do it because I'm passionate about it. I like to write, and I get inspired. I could be online right now and I'll see a story about somebody, something happened, and I'll just get inspired to write. Or somebody could annoy me. I write a lot when I'm angry as well.
Okay.
You know?
So that's like the emotion that gets you on. Okay.
I always hate to admit it. Like, I always hate to admit it, because anger is not an emotion that I'm very fond of.
But when it comes on, it rubs off some anointing.
I have an energy. To you know, instead of getting mad at somebody, I have a way to just kind of, you know,
channel it.
I'm just gonna go and write. You know, I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm just gonna write.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, you know, and then also love. You know, when maybe I had a good date, you know.
You just go put it down.
Yeah, you know, maybe I got flowers. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That could inspire
How well do you love flowers? Which is your best gift from the opposite sex?
Oh wow. That I'm yet to get, or that
you have gotten? That
I've gotten. Oh gosh. I don't know. I love flowers.
Flowers. Okay, that you're yet to get and you dream of?
That I'm gonna get soon.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a brand new G-Class Mercedes.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Now let me dream along with you too, you know. Wow, that's gonna be a very smooth ride.
I'm waiting patiently.
Yeah, please do. It's worth
a Bentley, you know, or Ferrari.
I know. It's worth waiting for. Some BMW. You know. Alright. We've been able to talk about this, and trust me, I read a lot that she's done for some real lifestyle magazines, as well as some top vehicles, cars, and of course lots of things like that. And at this juncture, it's just worthy of note to say that she pioneered online magazine in Africa in the year 1999, when you and I probably didn't know much about www, you know what I'm saying? And so here she is today, having done so much on the internet. She says her motivation at that time was just to get a lot on the African scene to the rest of the world. Let's know about how you feel about what you did in the year 1999. In a year like 2017.
Elevation.
That's almost 20 years.
Yeah, a lot has changed. I remember back then, it was 1999. I used to come to Nigeria a lot, and you know, back then it was pretty much like, when one of us visits Nigeria, what did you bring back? Oh, what's happening in Nigeria? What's going on? We want to know. On the internet, there was nothing, you know. And then, you know, I knew how to build websites. You know? So I decided, okay, you know, let me buy a name. I bought Nigerian Entertainment. Entertainment's my thing. I bought the name Nigerian Entertainment, and I built a website. It was
your very first time of building a website?
Well, second. Actually, I built other websites before that, but it was my first entertainment site. So whenever I'd go to Nigeria, I'd bring news back.
Yeah, you know? Pictures. It
wasn't the way it is now, where it's real time. Like, if we get it a month later, it's still news. So I'd bring news back, I'd do interviews, and then I'd buy CDs, you know, then there was no digital marketing. I'd buy
I'd bring the songs, and then listening to it.
Yeah, I'd put them online.
Online.
I had an online store. I would sell the Nigerian CDs CDs.
Oh,
and I had customers from like France, Belgium, UK, US.
Wow.
That's how much people craved it back then, you know. And you know, 20 years later, you have
so many of them.
Oh my goodness.
So you're like the mother of all of this. How does it make you feel?
It's nice to see that, you know, a lot has changed, you know, from when we were struggling to get information. Now it's like
at your beckon and call.
Back then, you know, we put out monthly, because it was still current, you know, monthly magazines.
That's right. And so they say news is anything that you still haven't heard of.
Exactly.
I mean, so as long as
but now you can't try that.
New, it's news.
Time. Yeah,
that's correct.
Real time, yeah.
All right. You know, she's been able to tell us about that magazine side of how she pioneered that. Of course, in all of this, you must have been seeing a little bit of entrepreneurship, if not a heavy dose of entrepreneurship. I think we need to ask her if she set out in life to be an entrepreneur, and why wasn't she ever fascinated by the world of tie and high heels, going off to sign a voucher somewhere, and of course the regular 9 to 5 p.m. job. Why did you take a different turn?
I think for me, like I said, I'm a creative, and a 9 to 5 wouldn't work for me. I'm very restless. I'm always, you know,
here and there.
Yeah, things around me have to evolve. It has to change. 9 to 5. I did 9 to 5 when I was about 19. My first job was a 9 to 5.
Oh.
I was a PR manager for a beauty company, and you know, clock in at 8 a.m., leave at 5 p.m. And I spent 6 years there, and you know, in the middle of me working for them, my boss was like, "You can come in whenever you want."
Oh yeah.
My God bless you.
That was a big break. I know.
It was my big break, because he saw that, you know, I was just all over the place. You know, I needed to just let it out. I needed to be, you know, here and there, and I was just trying to, and sitting at that desk was not doing it for me. So he gave me other assignments, and like, just make your own hours, you know?
As long as you achieve what you're supposed to.
And I did better, you know. I did way better, you know. So I think that was the start of me being sure that, you know what, I want to just, you know, work for myself.
All right, let's take it away from you and talk about playing yourself in two sides of a coin. Was that your very first acting?
Kind of in Nigeria, yeah.
In Nigeria?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So it was just I forgot I think it was a game show or something, and we were the judges.
Yes.
So it was me, I think ONG, and somebody else, I can't remember. But we played ourselves, and we were supposed to, you know, judge it was either a beauty show or something. So we were supposed to judge, and it was interesting. It was, you know, that was my first soap opera experience.
You're being Nigerian and schooling abroad, living abroad, being based in the United States specifically. How can you say it has helped to build you into who you are? Do you think you would have been a better person or less of this person if you had been born Nigeria? In Nigeria.
I think, you know what, I'll say it's a blessing that I've been exposed to both sides, because there are a lot of things in Nigeria that has shaped me, and there are a lot of things over there that has shaped me, like my outlook on a lot of things. You know, people say I'm very Western. I'm like, whatever that means.
Yeah.
You know?
In fact, you're so African today that I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to actually now place the side by side the Toni Payne that plays out in my head.
I'm trying to, you know.
Yes, and this is really cool.
Yeah, I told my mom, I said, the remainder of this year, I'm taking back all the Ankara fabric I can find, and
then you're gonna do it something amazing. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull up to my son's school like, hello, I'm dropping off time in my Ankara. Yeah.
And I am sure that even the gate man would look at you again and be like,
whoa, yeah.
That be Diane's mom.
When I think a couple of months back, my aunt came back from Nigeria, so she brought some, and I would wear it to his school, you know, to drop him off, and people would be like, oh my God, you look gorgeous, this is beautiful. I was like, thank you.
Thank you. I know. Flip the head. You know? So being a product of the both worlds, and we know that, let's not dig deep into the economy in Nigeria, but I'm really so tempted to talk about it, but I'm trying not to.
You know what, I was saying something about the economy.
Yes.
There is no economy, nothing in Nigeria.
Thank you.
I mean, I was like, I came out yesterday, and I was, you know, we're driving around, you know, I was like, people are doing well. You know, I mean, this is the only problem with Nigeria that I think
is that not one side? Is that not one
I was just gonna say that.
side
Now, the problem in Nigeria now is the distribution of wealth. So
and that's always been the problem.
Yeah, so once they can tackle the distribution of wealth,
such that it doesn't just stay at a point and it gets diffused.
So they make it sound like, oh, the whole country is just in terms of, oh, they're going to collapse.
Exactly. But can we not now kid ourselves or shy away from the truth and go to the grassroots and some news in the tabloids that really says poverty is killing people, and it's due to the fact that food supply is actually getting shorter because of the buying power of naira. And while we're not making the show about that, it's just worthy of note to just hint at it. And then to know that with
Nigeria, like I said, it's too wide of the gap. You know, you have a situation where there's some people making 6,000 naira a month, which is ludicrous. You know, it's crazy.
No, but it's actually absurd. You know, to think that somebody lives on that.
You know, it's happening.
Yes.
I mean, I see it. I mean, like I said, I've seen this side of it, and I've seen the other side of it, and why it just, you know, why it can't be fixed. I'm not a government person, you know. I can only say, oh, I'll do the little that I can as
But it's not saying you can't go into governance. I mean, we've seen a lot of celebrity entertainers and entrepreneurs, you know, go into politics because, you know, it's a game of number and people love you. So you're not thinking of actually using that. I call it using because in the long run we're using it.
I enjoy my peace of mind. The little I can contribute, or the much I can contribute as me, Toni, I would absolutely love to do, but governance is definitely not.
Okay, while she said governance is definitely not it, I think that's something we've been able to pull out of her on the show today. Well, of course, that sounds more like we didn't intend it, but we actually wanted to know what she thinks of governance and of course our economy in Nigeria. Beautiful thoughts she's got there, and of course this is a woman who's really involved. You know, it actually just beats me to know that she knows. Okay, we've been able to see that one the other time talking about should have known, and of course there is more where that came from. I mean HIV, and of course in the Nigerian media, in the Nigerian space, there has been so much propaganda out there about HIV, and even lately there's been less fear of the disease as it used to be some 2 decades or earlier or around that time ago. And a lot of people have done a lot. I know right now in my head I have stuff like Zip Up, the ABC of, I mean, a lot of things. I don't know if I'm actually having more like an avalanche right now of those words in my brain. But it's okay, because these were the things that helped to shape the way we perceive our world and the way we place ourselves in it, the way we're able to channel our everyday life to be safe and secure, free from all of these diseases that can just cut our lives short. And she did something very spectacular. And of course for this, she got some accolades. She's just going to be sharing with us how, I mean, HIV did in the market. Okay, tell me about it.
So this particular poem, I was approached by a friend of mine, Mr. Biodun, and he said, you know, they wanted to do something for HIV awareness month, which is December. I mean, December 1st is HIV Awareness Day. And I said, okay, sure, that I'd love to, you know, if it's, you know, anything for social responsibility, I'm there, yeah. So I wrote the poem, and it was, the production was from his producer, Mr. Vine, I think, was the producer. Yeah, and, you know, it just went like that. And then, you know, one day I got contacted by a French publisher. They publish all the textbooks for schools in France, and they were like, you know, they wanted to use my poem to study in, you know, my writing style and everything in one of their textbooks, and I was like, sure,
Yeah. And that would have meant a lot.
I would have done it for free, but
you know, but like, you were paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't want. I mean, I didn't tell them. I was just like, because it was it was a big deal. You know, it's like, oh my. Are you serious?
Do you know what it means to say we want to study your poem style, the way you actually fabricate your words? I mean, it's more like studying you.
You know what's really funny when I write, right? I don't see it. Like a lot of people, you're such a good writer, Kate, and I'm like,
you're not just a good writer. You also say it well. You speak it well. You vocalize, you know, and that's just how it comes out.
I'm just being me. I don't know. And they're like, how do you do it? I'm like,
No, let's take it back a little. I think I'm sort of curious at this point. I mean, of course, when I went searching about you,
Yeah.
At the point I got confused. I mean, really, because it's okay to define a woman who's in, okay, I'm assuming, but what, how old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
In your 30s, okay. A woman in her 30s, it's okay to just say she's a mother, she works. I mean, in this contemporary age,
Yeah.
to say she works, she's a mother, she's, give me one or two more, a wife maybe, she's, give me a daughter, of course, to someone.
Yeah.
Give me one or two more.
A granddaughter?
A granddaughter. I mean, okay, it's okay.
troublemaker.
A troublemaker, a friend to someone. It's okay. But to think that you are an entrepreneur, you are an entertainer, a PR person, you're a mother, you are, I'm trying to remember.
And a film director.
You're a poet.
A poet.
Please, don't let me start stuttering. That's not good for my career, you know what I'm saying? All right, but to think of all of these things, it really, 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 really brings on some side of me that really wants to dig deep into your background. More like before you were 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think those were like the formative age.
I was a playful child.
Okay.
I think I probably hit my peak at like maybe when I was 18, 19, because when I was 10, the biggest deal for me was how can I go play 10-10 or something.
Oh, you like 10-10?
Oh, yeah.
Give it to me.
I was a champion, you know. So
Right.
And then you know, the one thing that I think I still carried into adulthood was I was very competitive. Like, you know, when you're in school, when you have a class of maybe 10 students and they say, oh, Toni, or, you know, my Yoruba name is Sheon.
Sheon.
You came second.
Second.
Me. I make a big deal about it, like,
because you want to be first.
Oh yeah.
So what do you see of the story in the news recently of a child who wanted to actually give the other kid acid just to become first?
That kid needs to be, first of all, taken off any TV, and they need to. It's hard to judge if you don't know, you know, the background of the
such a child,
but they need to just not, you know, sweep it under the rug,
and
they
really
need
rehabilitate the child, because the mind that can think of that,
you know, you need to really, really rehabilitate that child, because if they sweep it under the rug and leave it like that, that child, you know, might have a lot of potential. Obviously the child is brilliant, you know, to be taken first, and
exactly,
you know, they'll just end up wasting such a child.
And you know, that might as well give us another Evans story. You know, Nigerians are funny, right? Recently I've seen things like if you take Evans paracetamol, it's going to take your kidnapping. It's going to kidnap your headache away.
You know what?
I've
been hearing a lot about the Evans, but you know, to be honest with you, I'm probably the only person that has not followed it. I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to. Like,
you know, because there's been so much publicity given to. I mean,
I
so
don't
much.
Want to. I'm like, I'm not even gonna follow it. Like,
exactly.
I see the news and I skip it. You know?
Now, to talk about US, another thing trending is the United States President Donald Trump, and what he did recently. I shouldn't be talking about it, but I should talk about it also, because you know, this is journalism, and of course, you know what media and journalism is. It is just history in a hurry. And so while we are hurrying to do this, I'm hurrying to interview Toni Payne and all of that, we're making history. And so what's been said by the United States President is also making history, to think that what we're doing, mainstream media, you know, is actually fake reporting and all of these things.
He's playing the media. He knows how to play the media, and they're falling for it. You know, if they stop giving him the attention, he tweets something, then that's all they talk about. It distracts from other things that he's possibly doing in the background. It distracts from things that, you know, people should know. It distracts from things that, you know, the American people should know. What's going on in the government? What's going on?
Exactly, especially the healthcare issue. Are you repealing? Are you replacing Obamacare? And so many other things he's promised.
That's what he's doing. He's a good.
That's excellent. You know, it's so good to talk about these things. And so while we have actually started this turn talking about the HIV, which is also another way for us to tell you that this is real. I mean, could there be some of my brothers and sisters right now thinking, oh no, nothing is just some propaganda? It isn't. It's real. And I wish that we could actually corroborate that a little.
You know what? Another thing I wanted to kind of mention, when I did the HIV poem, one thing I know, HIV is like a big deal.
Yes.
You know, and you have the HIV Awareness Month, but I also think there's so many other diseases that are a huge deal. And people, you know, because, oh, this one, it killed just as well.
Like hepatitis?
You know? Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's the B or C. So, B.
Yeah, they do. So, you know, a lot of people go, it's HIV, but there's so many other diseases that could just kind of ruin.
That we should be aware of.
Yeah, we should be aware of, you know. There's, there's herpes, there's gonorrhea, there's syphilis.
Syphilis, the sexually transmitted diseases.
There's tons of them. There's chlamydia, you know, so you just can't say, oh, if I don't have, you know, this, then I shouldn't be worried. You should be worried. You should protect yourself. And, you know, I know it's always hard to tell people to be monogamous. This is Africa. This is Africa, you know, but, you know, honestly speaking, with this day and age where one girl will have like 10 boyfriends and then one guy will have like, just gonna be spreading a lot of things.
Okay, and in the spirit of monogamy and Africa, what do you think makes for a happy, wholesome life?
A happy, wholesome life in terms of relationship?
In terms of relationship, in terms of everything.
One man,
spiritual.
One man, one woman, you have a partnership.
That's
and you
true.
just focus on each other. And just, you know, once you have each other, build.
Good.
You know, worry about your careers, worry about if you have children, groom them. If you have adopted children, groom them. If you have community children, groom them. Worry about the future. Worry about, you know, building an empire together. You know, if you're a woman and you already have a man and you're worried about, oh, what, you know,
what next can we do?
What man can I hop on next? You're gonna distract yourself from so many things, you know? And I think it does affect people. It does affect the way, you know, the way family is out here. I've seen a lot of things. You know, when I was younger, I used to think Africa was like the ideal, like you want your family,
the kind of family that's
but
there.
I have seen so many things that make me say, oh no,
it's actually not better
no,
here.
because a lot of, I mean, it's sad to say, but there are a lot of unhappily married people in this country.
Exactly, and it even makes it worse because our society does not now celebrate separation. And so you just have to keep managing. And recently, the news, the media is agog with a lot of abuses, even of celebrities, by their husbands or partners, so to say.
Yeah, the domestic violence. You know, I have opinions about that as well. You know,
do you want to share?
Well, you know, I think all these things stem from, you know, upbringing. You know, I don't believe in, they say spare the rod, spoil the child. Yeah, you can spank your child, but then I've seen some parents actually go at their children. Oh, more kitty go.
That's right.
You're going to have a child like that grow up and be abusive.
That's right.
Yeah, because that's what they know. That's how they know.
The only language they can speak.
Thank you. If you tell a child this is the only way you can resolve a conflict,
that's how it's going to go. You're a mother. Tell me how you're raising Zion. I mean, of course, I've seen his pictures. Mwah.
Zion, you know, I'll give God the glory, first of all, but Zion is a very, very compassionate child, you know. He's a very caring child. He's a very sweet child, and he knows to solve problems using his words. You know, he understands that. He understands you don't hit girls. You know, he's a child, but you know.
Who makes the rules?
Oh, I tell him, you don't hit girls. You don't, for any reason, you don't hit girls. And you know, what if she hits me? Then tell somebody. You know, because no matter what, you're still stronger. You know?
So it's going to be perceived as you bullying the girl.
Yeah, and that's what ends up happening.
That's
like,
it.
oh, why don't you just leave her alone? And at the same time, you know, I don't think, I know a lot of women think they can get away with hitting a man. I always say if you slap a guy and he slaps you back, oh, good for you. You know? Do
you still, in your closet, consider the subject of marriage and see yourself in it?
Oh, definitely.
After what you suffered back then?
Well, you know, I've learned a lot over the past couple of years about this thing called marriage. And I think...
As an observer. Tell me about it.
Well, yeah, as an...
Or somebody who's been in it.
Somebody who's been in it and as an observer.
Okay.
And I think the formula to, you know, first of all, make things work is communication. And if you're married to an African man, add a lot of patience.
Do you mean patience or real submission?
No.
As in real time submission?
Then submission has nothing to do with it. You can be submissive and your man can still be who he is. You have to have a lot of patience. And then third, you have to know what works for you. If you're not happy, it's not by force, because life, we're here to be happy. So if you're gonna, you know, you can't decide you want to spend the rest of your life unhappy because you want to call yourself Mrs. or you want to say I have a wife at home. You know, it doesn't work like that. But when two people come together, you guys can decide,
make a choice to be happy together.
Oh yeah, you can. It's not actually, you know, when.
So going by what you know now, if there's something you could have done differently then, what would you have done differently?
I think that was where we went wrong. You know, we should have decided we wanted to be happy together. You know, we were good. We started out really great. You know, we were good friends. We don't fight.
as friends.
We don't be him, don't fight. But you know, you have external factors.
That's right.
Especially in Africa, you know, you're gonna get the external factors, and we had a, oh my god, we had
from the family, from the media.
You know, yeah, and then I think at the point where we started to have the breakdown, what we should have done was probably take a step back from the media. You know, the media, they went at it. It was ridiculous.
Blew it out on your faces.
They blew it way out of proportion, and for me it was like, and then you start getting very defensive, like, did you no, you know, and then that's where the communication
and on behalf of the
in.
media, I just want to apologize for
yes,
that. I mean,
please,
this is a sister's life. You know, this is a sister's personal life. Come on.
Yes, please. You
please
know
take
what?
care of such things.
Please, I'll take what do they call those things? Those placard things. That,
yeah, right.
And I'll start sending it to every single media house. They start signing an apology to me.
Oh yeah, really? Because a lot happened.
Yeah, they did.
I don't want to bring it back, you know.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Nigerian media, I think, you know, I wouldn't say from your and your, you know, inside. I think it's more of like the blogs. And, you know, they don't research these things. They just run with it. If one blog posts something, you just see like 100 others.
I think it's just about the hitting fame.
They don't. Yeah.
The hitting instant
they don't care about
fame. So they don't care about who they are spoiling. Or whose life they're actually ruining.
So I think for and same advice I would give anybody that's, you know, deciding they want to get married or not. You need to communicate. You need to communicate with each other. You need to, you know, don't listen to what you're hearing outside. You know what I mean?
Communication do not let external factors actually decide what you want for yourself. And instead of submission, you know what she went for? Patience. Okay, you are more than a dream to me, you know, coming on the show every week and having you watch. And also having feedbacks on Twitter, on Instagram sometimes, and on Facebook all the time. And hanging out on NTA2 on Facebook, and at NTA2LNC on Twitter, and at Melanie1987 on Twitter. You guys have really been the one. That's my definition. I hope that was poetic.
Good job.
Thank you. Okay, I did start out the show this afternoon by telling you a little bit of something about worry. And this woman that I encountered earlier today, you know, just ranting, wailing about everything that doesn't even just concern her alone. She could have just waited for every other person ahead of her, you know, to go through the hurdle and make it out of it and just learn from how they made it out. Instead, she took the pain of everyone and started taking paracetamol for everyone. That's how I put it. And you know what I found out? Because that really raised my curiosity. And I found that there are so many diseases that we treat today that are actually associated with worry. Worry develops to anxiety, and then we begin to treat sicknesses, illnesses, diseases, and of course, very key or worthy of note amongst this are mental illnesses. And nowadays in Nigeria, Lagos spectacularly, specifically, and most importantly, because of the nature of this city, there's been reports of so many mental illnesses. And you go on the street, even a normal well-dressed person is actually sick upstairs. You sit beside them on a public bus and you're wondering, am I safe? And can we not make the world a better place for us or to live? Well, so I made a list of some diseases that you are at risk of if you just don't stop worrying. One of them is heart disease, another diabetes, another thyroid problem, just like hyperthyroidism, I hope I'm correct, respiratory disorder, drug abuse or withdrawal, and mental disorder. And you're wondering, from worry, oh my God, yeah, for real. And you might need to do a little bit of research by yourself. Let's make this world a better place by actually worrying less. That's not to say that we don't solve our problems if we have one. But hey, the world is just a beautiful place to be. And with Toni Payne on NTA2 today with Melanie, come on. We just want to share this beauty that we got deep in our hearts and souls. And let you know that the world is beautiful.
It is a beautiful place.
Yes, please tell me about the beauty to you of the world.
You know, I preach, you know, peaceful living and being happy. That's what I'm all about right now, is living peacefully and being happy. And I tell everybody, do what makes you happy. It's very important. Like you said, when you worry too much, you know, hypertension is part of it. You know, so there's so many diseases out there that, you know, can come about from stress and worry. you know, even if you get stressed out at work, do something that will make you happy.
Hang out with friends.
Find something to do that will make you happy.
Check out a movie. Listen to music.
Music is
that's the cheapest thing right now.
Music is a good one. I mean, when I need to relax, I can just put my headphones on and I listen to music, or I write, or I tweet.
So at the moment, who would you say is your celebrity crush?
Oh my goodness, I have several. It used to be Chris Brown.
But right now?
But Chris Evans is my, I'm in love. Please, Chris Evans needs to come and just marry me.
Yeah, please. And please, when you come with that card, that one she mentioned earlier,
just hurry up and
she's waiting for it. All right, so while we leave the celebrity crush issue, I want to talk about I Am Osha.
Yeah, the album. So I have a poetry album out right now called I Am Osha, and you know it's
I Am Osha or I Am Osha. No, let me teach her. Good.
It's I Am Osha.
Yeah.
The one.
I'm goddess.
I know. The one is in there. All the poems you heard today, they're all in there. You know, I shared a lot of it on Twitter and Instagram and my social medias, and it's just an outlet, and
and so to just cut it short, can we just get to see this on ToniPayneOnline.com?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Toni Payne, T-O-N-I, not
Y.
T-O-N-I-P-A-Y-N-E. I tweet a lot, so I might get annoying at some point.
Just warning you ahead of time.
Yeah, and
okay.
you keep up to date with all my projects. Now I do film directing.
That's right.
Yeah, so I've kind of compressed everything to just being a writer, a poet, and a film director.
You know what word I would use to really describe my guest this afternoon is being Toni Payne.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a short movie or even a series on being Toni Payne someday. The Nigerian people will be waiting for this, And of course, I could be a casting hit. Yeah, maybe I'll learn to play you. All right, guys, this is amazing. And I know that we have the beautiful diary of a wordsmith coming soon.
Yes, we do.
And while 1 hour cannot just do this interview, I told her ahead of time, I know we're still going to be booking some more time to bring her on to talk on what she's doing after now. Okay? Like a passing, a word in passing or a parting word for everyone who's listened and watched this afternoon.
For everybody that has watched this afternoon, I would really, like to tell them, like I said before, like I stated before, do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy?
And, spread kindness.
Yes.
Shake up, gets me up on my feet, yeah.